is up, people? I'm IGP, and welcome back to Sea of Thieves. Many of you love this game, I know I do, but I think we can all agree on one particular thing, that Sea of Thieves in general seems to be lacking content currently. The game is breathtaking, visually, and it really got the pirate feel and sailing the seas down pat. The only thing that's really missing from this game is the content. The foundation is surely there, and it's well worth the purchase, but we're all in the waiting period currently for new content to come out. But just recently, the developers, Rare, have released a roadmap regarding updates and future events for Sea of Thieves. So today, I'm going to be telling you guys about these updates, clearing up some rumors or possible misconceptions, and at the same time, you guys get to enjoy some footage of myself being the master pirate, the IG pirate, take on a skeleton fort solo. I got some amazing shots. I hope you guys enjoy the footage. In any case, let's go ahead and begin by talking about where you can obtain up-to-date news and information on Sea of Thieves. You can subscribe here. I'll tell you guys about some updates and stuff every now and then. But if you want frequent updates, I suggest you follow Sea of Thieves on Twitter. But first things first, I do want to clear up something. There are two different highly followed, and I guess in quotes, reputable Twitter accounts for Sea of Thieves. One is at Sea of Thieves. This is the official Sea of Thieves Twitter, operated by the developers Rare. The other one is called Sea of Thieves HQ. Now, this is a fan page. As you can see in the bio, it says the best source for Sea of Thieves news, clips, screenshots, updates, tips, and more. Not affiliated with Sea of Thieves or Rare. Now, this is a highly active and dedicated Twitter account that does retweet and bring about current and accurate information regarding Sea of Thieves, but there is a lot of information on this page that is all theory and speculation. If you scroll down just a little bit, you can see they post things like fan-made chest concepts with detailed ideas, more concept art of different types of islands, retweets of the actual Sea of Thieves Twitter account, and other kind of speculative information, such as the mermaids being in the next update, which we will talk about in just a second. But I just wanted to clear that up just in case. I don't want to give you any incorrect information, but it's very nice to speculate and theorize every now and then, right? So let's first talk about the roadmap and what the devs are doing currently with the game. This is a picture of the roadmap, which is beautifully done, showing that in May, this coming month, the first update of this plan is going to be releasing, called the Hungering Deep, followed by weekly events in between each of these updates, then the Cursed Sails and Forsaken Shores during the summer. And then obviously more information on the fall and winter times will be updated later on. Now, this is a blog post by the developers talking about what they're going to be doing with the updates specifically. And you can also watch a video that goes into detail on this. I'll link that down below. That's about 14 minutes. But I will summarize it for you because that's what I'm here to do. So basically, Rare is looking to obviously fix bugs and optimize the game in every way possible. That is an ongoing thing when it comes to development. However, they do want to work very closely with the community, and that's going to be something that they keep doing and push for from this point forward. So with this roadmap, what they're going to be doing is focusing a lot on adding new goals and new rewards for different types of quests, and implement something where if you are going from point A to point B on a quest, that random events can happen other than just the Kraken, which is a rare occurrence anyway. Guy still hasn't bothered to show up for me. But basically, to make each adventure, each quest, more unique. I think the whole get the treasure here, bring it back, and we split the profit thing does kind of get old when you do it over and over and over again, and there's nothing happening in between. So adding events, things that can happen, side quests, if you will, to these quests might be a good route to go down. So let's talk about the first update, the Hungering Deep update. This is going to be coming in May, and it's going to feature a brand new enemy, an AI threat, as they call it, which has not been officially disclosed. Obviously, there are theories and speculation as to what it could be. Early concepts have been leaking around, such as the mermaids and such. We have no idea really what it's going to be. But also, another big part of the Hungering Deep update is going to be the developers trying to bring crews together and work together to accomplish a goal or complete quests. There are events and things that can happen in the game currently, like the Skull Fortress or the Kraken, where players and crews can work together if they choose to do so, but the focus here will be to make events happen where this is highly encouraged. Now, I really think that that's vital when it comes to having a multiplayer game of this caliber, because currently it is PvE and PvP. And really, when a pirate ship encounters another pirate ship, I feel like everyone's first thought is, holy shit, I need to ram this other ship. Having multiple crews work together is a great idea. Now, as I said, in between each of these updates, there will be weekly events. Now, the focus and the goal of these events for the developers and the development of the game is to introduce new mechanics to the game. Introduce them and get feedback on them. So during these weekly events, we are still going to be getting new types of content instead of just waiting for the next month for the next update. One of the most talked about and confirmed mechanic changes is going to be the matchmaking, which is going to be incredible because it's going to allow you to have a better custom matchmaking experience. So let's say you want to operate a galleon, but you only have a 2-person crew currently. You're going to be waiting for 2 others to join you in the middle of a game. You can do that. They're going to allow for these options to be available. So you can go in as a private crew and prevent randos from joining you. And of course, you'll have the option to either keep it as the 2 players that you have or have an invite-only party. They're also going to be potentially adding options for people who like to play with random people, but have preferences on their gameplay style. For instance, those with mics who like to communicate with their crewmates might have an option to allow only people who have microphones. So that way they can have open communication and more likely gather the people who wants to be around each other together. Matchmaking options are going to make a hell of a difference when it comes to having an actual crew. People have their crews, but now it can be an ongoing invite-only type deal where your typical crew is about of 8 people, only 4 people are on at one time, maybe only 3 at that specific time. But as long as you are part of that crew, you can be invited to join in these games. And that way you never have to worry about dealing with any outsider. These events are also going to be focused on getting better rewards for things like hidden treasure events and bringing all parts of the map into play, giving every part a purpose. Right now, there are a lot of areas that don't really have a solid purpose, and the developers really want you to explore everything. Now, another thing that the developers have talked about is the cursed cannonballs. This was mentioned to be one of the first things that'll be releasing and introduced in these weekly events. The cursed cannonballs sound like they would be something that you can use as kind of a trap for another ship. They didn't go into detail about what they're going to do, but it makes sense that if a specific crew decides to raid your ship and steal your items, that if they were to pick up these cursed cannonballs or a single cursed cannonball, they would bring it back to their ship and something will happen. Actually kind of reminds me of the one chest I cannot recall the name of, but that cries every now and then and floods your ship. You can use that as kind of a trap for another ship. You can sneak it on and put it on their sail and they'll have no idea. Well, they'll probably figure it out pretty early, but it's still a nice trap. Or maybe that once fired onto a ship, there will be all kinds of problems. We really have no idea right now. Maybe you guys do. If you guys do have any information, by the way, on anything that I'm saying, detailed information, be sure to let us know in the comment section below. I'm sure a lot of us would like to talk about it. Another thing that the developers want to add in are skeleton thrones. Now, they kind of went into detail, but kind of not at the same time. This was in the update video that I linked. They talked about how on certain islands there will be thrones on the top of them that you can actually spot from quite a distance away. And your goal is to defeat the skeleton in this throne and take over the throne. The details on it, I'm not so sure, but it does sound like something needed in the game. A lot of the quests come from the main islands that you spawn in. It's nice to have side quests that you can initiate yourself. You spot something on an island and you go and get it. Kind of like the Skull Fortress, except that's just way too difficult. In any case, the weekly events will be happening in between each of the major updates, as I said, and I believe, since they're called weekly events, that it will be every single week leading up to the next one. Speaking of the next one is the Cursed Sails update. This is the beginning of the summer updates, and this one's going to be great because it's going to implement a brand new ship. Now, there aren't any confirmed details on the ship type itself. There is speculation. Again, a lot of this is coming from the Sea of Thieves HQ Twitter account, which again is not a reliable source for actual confirmed information. This is very much theory and speculation. Now, on here, they do talk about the Man-O-War, a 6-player ship concept. Now, a lot of people are talking about this, but keep in mind, again, this is not something that's confirmed. So here it is. This is made by Shoot Here for EXP. It's a Man-O-War ship that doesn't really look like anything that I've particularly seen in this style, but it certainly would be a 6 to 8 player ship. In fact, there are 12 cannons all around. It's a beautiful ship and it would be great to see this, but damn, this thing would be huge. sailing around these seas. In any case, if you want to check that out, link will be down in the description below. Now, again, I can't stress it enough because there are always going to be individuals on YouTube or on Twitter or anywhere really that are going to be spreading information as if it is fact, as if it is confirmed. Either they might be misguided in the information that they've been given, or their intentions might be malicious. Nonetheless, always check your sources, guys. Come on. It's very important to check your sources. Kind of like what Bill Nye said. When he was young, it was hard to find any information at all. But now with the technology that we have, finding information isn't the problem. It's sifting through the information to find the right information. And with that being said, I do want to bring something to everyone's attention. Please, if you are very interested in a specific feature or you have an idea for the game, feel free to tweet at the developers, do whatever you can, go on their Discord and let your idea be known. However, be sure not to be spammy. There have been many instances where individuals would encourage players to spam developers or to request certain things in mass, which is never really a good thing. Let's not spam the developers with requests for something specific because it isn't going to get what you want. Regardless of what has been told to you, if you are someone that firmly believes that if you request a certain feature to a developer that it's going to be in the game because the developers see it, you are incredibly wrong. The developers have an idea of where they want to take the game and of course are open to feedback and new ideas. However, unless these ideas thoroughly run in line with how the game is supposed to be developed, the theme of the game, or the direction that they want to go in, it's not going to be added. Spamming the developers needlessly, requesting something that may not ever get into the game, does nothing but flood the developers' ability to be able to sift through requests that might have a little bit more depth to them. Pun intended. I know this might be a little bit more than just skin deep, but keep in mind that everyone's opinion matters, not just yours. And a mob mentality of requesting and or demanding certain content from developers does more harm than you would expect and really accomplishes nothing. So, for instance, if you've been told that the Megalodon is definitely going to be in the game if enough people request it, you have been lied to. That is not how things work. Let's not spam them and otherwise blight out all of the other people who might have decent requests for content. And since we're here, let's talk a little bit about the Megalodon.
Oh, Captain, hi. There's been a bit of a problem, Captain.
What might that be?
I've been searching the internet for reputable sources of information, and there was someone that I stumbled across. I think his name was. But I was watching his videos on my old pirate tube, and I found out that apparently there be giant sharks in this game.
The Megalodon, right?
Yes, Captain. The Megalodon be a fine beast. Apparently he lives out in the Red Sea. That's at least what told me.
Okay, well, let's set to the Red Sea, I guess.
You see, from the totally reputable source of I can inform thee that yes, the shark is coming to our sea that he happens to be filled with thieves. This shark apparently is going to be wearing a pink tutu. That is also from the channel, although I think I might have been a little bit drunk by then. I was doing a drinking game where every time he said something I had a shot. I passed out by the 10-minute mark.
The Megalodon, specifically, would this be ever in the game? No. I highly doubt the Megalodon, the actual Megalodon, will be in the game. Will they introduce larger sharks? Probably. Will it be the Megalodon? I don't think so. There really is no traits other than the sheer size of the Megalodon that would separate it from a regular great white or another type of shark. There really is no added benefit to having something like that. We have the Kraken, which is a very large squid or octopus-like creature that in this depiction has teeth and a mouth on each individual tentacle as if it is its own entity. A giant shark, which is basically all the Megalodon was, doesn't really add much substance to the game, does it? If anything, the size of the sharks may be increased, or you might encounter one that's larger than the rest. But hype over a Megalodon is really just unneeded. That's just my opinion, though. Who am I?
Now, while we're talking about the giant shark, Captain, have you heard about the other information that's been coming out? Yes, Moby Dick be its name.
Ah, yes. The giant sperm whale, right?
Yeah.
I see. Is this the Megalodon?
Captain, Oh, Jesus Christ, Captain! Things just exploded down here. I'm gonna patch it up. Keep telling me about the Moby Dick.
Terrified right now. What the hell's going on? I don't have any items.
Don't
Wait, what?
shoot at me,
I'm
Captain.
trying to get. Sorry. And Moby Dick, of course. Moby Dick. Can you just imagine seeing this thing in Sea of Thieves? I think it would be pretty interesting to have different types of wildlife in the game, but there's some sort of realism to it, right? The theme has to fit. Moby Dick doesn't necessarily make sense here. But again, who am I? What do I know? All I'm trying to say, guys, is speculation is nice, but not every ridiculous idea needs to be spammed to the developers. Please be careful and be respectful to the devs. Let them do their thing. They added a Kraken, okay? They definitely have their mind set on sea creatures. So if there are going to be sea creatures and other big ones, they will likely come about in the future. Sea of Thieves is a game about adventure. Not every new content has to be some giant sea creature that's going to destroy your ship. There are many more meaningful updates and mechanics with a lot of depth. Again, pun intended. In any case, the next update, part of the summer updates, is the Forsaken Shores update. This is going to be awesome in particular because it will add a brand new area to explore, something outside the already set map, something that none of us have seen before. And because it's going to be a new area, there is going to be also a new threat, a new AI threat. Absolutely no idea what that could be, but I have my theory and speculation. Perhaps a civilization of sorts would be nice. Considering that I can't recall any specific civilization other than the people back at your spawn island, it would be nice to have other people to interact with, the NPCs, outside of your normal islands. So that's the Forsaken Shores, at least all the information that we currently have. Again, after this and in between each update, there will be weekly events introducing new content, new mechanics, and there will be 3 more major updates after the summer in the fall and winter times. Those will be released and information will be given in the future. So that's the information that I have regarding the roadmap and the developers' plans on Sea of Thieves in the future. If you guys want to check this out for yourself, links will be down in the description below, as I said before. And I really hope you got something out of this video. This is the first time I've done an informational video on a game outside of Subnautica, so I hope I'm welcomed into this community rather without much hostility. I know I'm not very good at the game, as you may have seen. Actually, you know what? I'm pretty good. I'm not even gonna lie, okay? This entire clip you've been watching of me taking over this fortress, the only reason why I died was because this other pirate ship came in and blew me all to hell. All right, I sniped the captain off of the wheel full speed while they were shooting at me. All right, I'm pretty good. So some finishing thoughts. Rare on their YouTube channel, which again will be linked down below, they're doing inside videos talking about content and future endeavors for the game, and they're also doing a podcast which they just rebooted with another episode talking about mainly how they're going about handling the release of the game and future content, and their mindset, which I really adore in a game development company. It's really worth the listen if you have some time, but it's really nice to hear this from developers who actually care about the community and who care about the community's feedback. Their goal with the game is not to ever add something that is immediately consumed and then thrown away. The point of Sea of Thieves is to create unique adventures every single time that you play, and that will never get old. I think this is absolutely possible with the format that they have and the direction that they're going. And I, for one, am all excited all over my body for the development of this game. There will not be a single week without new things hitting this game from now until the end of the year and possibly even moving forward. That's some exciting stuff. Constant and frequent updates with meaning are one of the most important things when it comes to any kind of early access to a game. Not really that it's early access, but the game is constantly being worked on, and that's incredibly important. Abandoning a game after release is one of the worst decisions that any developer could ever do. So I praise you, Rare, if you're watching the video. I praise you. You guys are absolutely going in the right direction, and I am super happy for you. So with that being said, I want to thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you got some new information out of it, or you just enjoyed it, hit that like button. Talk about it in the comment section below. If you have any information on anything that I discussed that I may not have went too far into detail with, let me know. So I'm going to be ending this video with some more bullshit if you guys would want to watch. I had quite the time with a very drunk-like Icy Caress. Not drunk at all, but maybe his character had too much of the old ale. Nonetheless, we goofed off a lot, and I hope you guys enjoy. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.
Narden, fuck the bird. Squawky landed on me. It wasn't my fault. I'm the one that's living next to the cat. I'm learning the ways of the pirates. Shut up, little Timmy. You haven't learned the voice yet. But Captain, I'm trying. I'm sorry, Captain.
Why is everyone on my ship a psychopath?
What the fuck are you talking about? I'm the only one here.
Wait, what? Am I the crazy one?
You are the crazy one, Captain.
I see. We gotta find out where the hell this voice is coming from, dude. I think we got someone hiding in the lower decks.
Oh no, he's gonna find me.
I cannot crouch. Damn it. Maybe he's in my belly.
Oh, it's pretty crafty in here. I was minding my own business and hatching on the island. Born of a whore. And this pirate comes along, he fucking eats. Shut up, Timmy. Oh, I'm sorry. Is it unfortunate that even in death I'm annoying you? Oh, I'm so sorry.
Oh my god. Well, it's a gloomy day. Skull in the skies.
Oh, you say it's a gloomy day. Well, I can't see shit.
You know, I wonder if I jump in the water and just drown myself. Would that work?
That might work. Give it a go.
Okay.
Captain, I'm lowering the anchor. It's not working. He just sounds even more annoying. Get the thieving bastard. He told me I'd get to sail the 7 seas. But now I'm just in his fucking belly. Oh, Captain, you're back. Oh, I was so scared. Timmy was saying the most awful things.
You know, I thought Timmy was gonna be an expositional character.
I mean, I didn't eat you, Timmy. Why am I hearing you? Oh, you didn't eat me, no, but you're the one that fucking cooked me, didn't you? Oh, I didn't even use any spices. That thing's going down, okay?
All right, that's it. That's it. I'm done with this life.